Hello everyone, this is Abhinaba. Welcome to another home cooking adventure. Today we are making dark chocolate ganache cake. So please watch the entire video, like, share, comment and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's get started.
So here we have 2 cups of sieved all-purpose flour, which is also known as maida, and to that we'll be adding 35 grams of unsweetened cocoa powder. We will sieve that as well. You want to make sure there are no granules, so when you fold the batter it's all smooth. Okay, to that we are going to add 1 cup of powdered sugar. If you don't have icing sugar, you can just put granulated sugar in a mixer and grind it. Now we're going to add 1 heaped tablespoon of baking powder. We are going to sieve that in as well. And to that we can add a pinch of unflavored Eno because it will give bounce to the cake well. Just a bit, not too much. You don't want your batter to overflow. That's it, that much. Well, that's about for the dry ingredients. Now we are going to move over to our wet ingredients. So we have 2 room temperature whole eggs, which we are going to whisk. To that we are going to be adding half a cup white oil. Now we are adding white oil instead of butter because if you refrigerate your cake, it would make it soft, like it won't go hard as it would if you use butter. So we can use white oil instead of butter. You can add like half cup of water with 1 sachet of instant coffee. If you are still skeptical about the combination of coffee and chocolate, you can just use plain water. After that, we are going to add 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla essence. And mix. That is going to be our wet ingredients all mixed up. Okay, so the dry ingredients have to be mixed a little before we add in the wet ingredients into it. Be a little gentle while folding it. That's about it. Now we are going to slowly add the wet ingredients into it. Remember to go in one direction only while you're folding the batter. So if you're mixing it from a right direction, like anti-clockwise, then do it anti-clockwise, and if you're going clockwise, then keep continuing clockwise. It's a tedious process, but you have to do it to reach that smooth consistency. So if you're worrying the consistency is too thick, you can always add a little bit of water, but not too much. You don't want your batter to be too runny. It should be a little thick. Well, and while we are at it, we need to preheat our oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes. Now we're going to add the batter to an already buttered and floured pan or cake mold, round cake mold. Look at that ribbon.
It already looks so yummy and tasty. This is so yummy. I can tell you, all my viewers, please আপনারা এই রেসিপিটা বাড়িতে বানান, বানিয়ে আমাদের কমেন্ট সেকশনে আপনাদের একটা পিকচার আপলোড করুন। And that is our chef অনুরাগ চক্রবর্তী, যে আজকে জবলেস। হ্যাঁ, আমার আজ কোনো কাজ নেই, মাই গার্লফ্রেন্ড ইজ মেকিং এভরিথিং। ডোন্ট ডু ইট। আপনারা প্লিজ ভিডিওটা দেখবেন এবং বাড়িতে ট্রাই করুন এবং আপনাদের বানানো ছবি পোস্ট করবেন আমাদের কমেন্ট সেকশনে। Yes. And also the other good news is আমাদের previous home cooking adventure Murg Masalam has crossed 500 views, a very small step, but a step is a step. So ওটা top right corner এ link চলে আসবে, go and see it if you haven't watched it yet, and like, share and subscribe to Abhinaba vlogs.
So now we are going to pop in our batter into the preheated OTG, and we are going to bake it for around 30 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius again. So here we have 40 grams of milk chocolate, 80 grams of dark chocolate, and about 5 grams of 90% bitter chocolate. You don't want to go overboard with the 90% bitter chocolate because then the ganache will be really bitter, and you can also customize the ganache according to your taste. So if you want it to be more sweet, you can add 80 grams of milk chocolates, and if you want it to be more bitter, you can add 80 grams of dark chocolate, and vice versa. So now we're going to be preparing our chocolate ganache, dark chocolate ganache. To all of this, we are going to add about 125 ml of fresh cream. That is about half of the 250 ml fresh cream. I think I'll go a little more. Yeah. Now we are going to add a little bit of butter. This will make our ganache nice and glossy.
So we are using Amul butter and Amul fresh cream.
And
though we are not getting paid by Amul, so don't misjudge us.
Oh, and another thing, we are going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. It's not necessary, but you can add it. Just enhances the taste of it. Now you're going to microwave this for 2 minutes, and you have to take it out intermittently at every 30 seconds and stir it so it doesn't, stick to the edges. Now we're going to take the cake out. Be a little careful while you do it. You have to now take it out. The cake looks done.
The color itself shows that we have done it almost perfectly. Rather, our chef Shristi Chakraborty has done it perfectly. Pure baking skills.
Now we have to let it cool for about 10 to 15 minutes before we take it out from the pan. Okay, so the ganache is ready. You can see how glossy it is. I'm going to separate it into another bowl and put half of it into the freezer so it becomes a little stiff. And this I'm going to be using this part in the middle of the cake. So yeah, that's that.
There is a brilliant consistency, as you can all see.
We have the cake and now we are going to level it a bit. Slowly go around like this.
So this is the end product after keeping the batter in the OTG for 30 minutes. Amazing, beautiful.
So yummy.
Yeah, that's our chef having tea.
Not chef in this video.
Yeah,
video.
mane-
More musallam. 500
Yeah.
views. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
Thank you.
So,
So the cake, as we can see, is leveled now. But we are not going to use this as the top. That's my grandmom trying to help me assemble the cake.
yes,
Anyhow,
and a huge thanks to her for allowing us to do all this.
bake the cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, now we are not going to use this as the top of the cake because as we can see there are some uneven spaces here. So we're gonna change it to the other side, like flip it to the other side and use that at the top of the cake.
এটাকে সাজা
Neat.
সাজাবি না
Very
তুমি
neat.
মাঝখানে কথা বলছো কেন?
কথা উঠে যাবে
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, no problem.
কথাগুলো উঠে যাবে
Dida is our special guest,
হ্যাঁ
so she is giving us the
Dida's
advice,
trying to sneak peek into the video.
and she's showing her amazing baking skills, and our chef Anurag Chakraborty stealing things, as we can see.
Cake.
Amazon.
So now we are going to be pouring the chocolate ganache over the cake. Slowly get it over the edges. And so you're going to be spreading ganache over to the edges. You can see it dripping on the sides, but it's fine. You're not going to be wasting any ganache. I've already lined the tray beneath. So I'm gonna cover all the sides.
So now we are seeing that she's decorating the cake. আমরা ডেকোরেশনটা পার্ক দিয়ে করছি, যেরকম আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি এখানে যেমন বিগ
সব
প্যাক অফ
থাকে।
পার্ক।
Yet we are not promoting park, neither we are getting paid by park.
Yes.
Perks of using park.
Beautiful park.
So the decoration continues. Now once you are done with the decoration, you need to put the cake in fridge for around 20 to 30 minutes. That is the minimum time that you should keep the cake in the fridge. But if you are making the cake for your friend or any occasion that is on the next day, then you can keep the cake in the fridge for overnight. But a minimum of 30 minutes is what the cake needs. So keep that in mind. And the decoration depends on your own creativity, but the basic steps that have been shown are really important, and hope by watching the video you will be able to make the same at your home. So some final touches, and that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share and comment, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe it, hit the bell icon so that you get all the updates, and you can also suggest different recipes which you want us to make. So thank you and see you soon.